Does anyone still believe in paradise?
My name is Sharon O'Donnell. I'm the media coordinator for Jenleeion magazine, and welcome to the Jenleeion Circle, Kayla.
Thank you.
It's
It's amazing to be here. I feel so honored and privileged to be
it's
here as well.
amazing. It's such a pleasure to be speaking with you today. I've heard amazing things about you.
Oh, thank you.
So, hearing your story alone is it's incredibly empowering to both myself and to so many young women, to see an independent woman as yourself, making their way throughout the fashion industry, making your way throughout life. So I'm really excited to hear your story firsthand today.
Yes. So I am very new to the modeling industry. I am a disabled model. Been in the business now for 6 months now.
Okay.
And so I'm very new to it. I have an invisible illness. It's called Crohn's disease. And I have an ileostomy bag, which is a medical device that goes on your stomach and collects your stool. It's not exactly the most ideal thing that I've ever wanted or ever thought that I would have in my life, but it saved my life, and amazingly, I feel so much more better with it. And I'm just so blessed to be here today and be alive and just be able to achieve my dreams as well.
Absolutely. And I know you haven't had an easy road. I know right now you're about 9 months post-op, right?
Correct, yes.
How has recovery been?
It's been tough because I went into the surgery thinking that my entire disease was gone and I was going to have the surgery and I was going to feel amazing and I was going to be able to do all these things. And about 3 months ago, I started having some complications and I ended up in the ER a few times. And they had told me that the disease had came back and is now basically trying to attack what's left of my intestines. So it's definitely been rough and tough to hear, but I want to try to do as much as I can and try to stay as healthy as possible to live a long life.
Absolutely. And life really has the way of throwing complications at you when you really don't want them.
Right. Yes, exactly. And when you're trying to do things too.
Yeah, absolutely. So through all these trials and tribulations, where do you really channel your strength from to overcome it?
Probably from the journey itself and my support system. I do have an 11-year-old as well, and I've been with my boyfriend now for 12 years. So he's seen me before I had my condition. I've had it for 9 years. So he saw me from the beginning. He's seen me go through it all, and he's stuck there with me. So I'm just so blessed to have them there and that support system. And also my will to live. I always say like my will to live is strong, and I just want to be able to live life. If I'm sick, then I'm sick, but I just want to be able to get stuff done.
Yeah, and that's incredibly empowering to hear because a lot of times people will have circumstances thrown at them in life and they don't see that positive outlook on things. And to really hear you say that your will to live is strong, that's an incredible message to spread around. So what really allowed you to get to that point to have that strong will to live?
Um, the journey itself, I mean, it's been tough. I've had to honestly kind of go through it on my own, and I really don't want that for anybody else. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through any struggle, actually, by themselves. So that's why I advocate. That's why I share my story. So people who either have the same condition as me or even are going through anything in life, um, we don't have to be going through the same trials or tribulations, but everyone has their own struggles, and just so they can see like you can get through anything. If you,
Absolutely.
yeah, you definitely put your mind to it, you can definitely achieve your goals and get through anything.
Absolutely. And it's so easy, you know, sometimes to take the things that life throws at you and to have a negative spin on it. So to see you taking your story and your life and looking to empower other women, empower other people in the industry, it's incredible. So how does it feel to be told you're going to be on the cover of our July issue?
I am still in shock. I am still in shock. I'm like in shock that we're even having this interview right now. I am just in shock. I told her I might cry the whole time while we're shooting.
Oh, that makeup.
I know, she said the same thing. I still am. Yesterday I just did my first runway show and I was there and I literally was like, is this my life right now? Like I'm still beside myself and this is what I'm doing. And it's always something that I wanted to do. And knowing, you know, everything I've been through and also as well having a medical device and seeing that people aren't letting that stop them from helping me or seeing me as well is just amazing.
Absolutely. And how do you feel as though the diagnoses that you've been dealt have really paved the way for your modeling career?
I think so because it gives me more determination. I feel like even though I'm sick or I'm in pain, I still push myself harder. It makes me more determined. I think it does make me stand out a little bit as well because sometimes they'll be like, what's that? You know? So I think it does kind of help me stand out as well a little bit, but I also see the condition and everything that I've been through as like, I have to work so much more harder than some people. Sometimes it's not even my condition. Sometimes, you know, I'm short as well. I'm not 5'6" or 5'7", so it can be numerous things. I have tattoos, so I really want to break that stigma in the fashion industry.
Absolutely. And we need people like that in the fashion industry to break those stigmas and to say, like, I'm different, but I'm here. And that's exactly what you're doing. That's incredible. So I know that you did just walk in an anti-sex and human trafficking fashion show yesterday, right? So how did that go? How was that? I know you briefly said that you just felt like this is my life, but what was the experience like?
It was amazing. Like I said, I was just like, am I really here right now? I've trained so hard for the last 3 months for any runway show, and I'm just so honored to have done it for such an important thing that's happening in the world, and so much that people don't know about it. And even I am still learning so much more about it. I'm glad that they were advocating for something that is major that's happening, and I advocate. So I'm glad that we're able to align and be able to do something for a good cause.
Absolutely. And to take your beauty for one and to represent such an important cause is so important in the industry nowadays. And you're only 6 months into the game and you're already making your way through and really making noise, making a name for yourself. It's so incredible. What can we, of course. So what can we expect next from you?
So much that I am trying to work on. I'm trying to start a nonprofit organization, my own nonprofit. It's going to be called Better Together, and it's going to be for people who are struggling or have any other health conditions and are just looking for information, kind of like to serve as a bridge for people to connect them where they need help and provide them with resources. So I'm kind of working on that right now. I'm going to be walking for Baltimore Fashion Week. I'm going to be walking for New York and London in September as well.
Okay.
There's a few other runway shows that I have that I'm trying to work on as well. So we'll see. I'm hoping I get into swimwear too. Like one big, huge accomplishment that I'm really trying to accomplish.
You have a busy schedule up ahead.
Yes, very busy, but it's good. It's all good things.
Absolutely. That's how you need to be, of course. So Miami Swim Week is next month. Do you plan on being a part of Miami Swim yet?
I'm working on it. I've been auditioning and they're still casting models. So I'm hoping that someone will catch me and I'll be there.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear. So with this busy schedule, how do you plan to manage, I know how intense Fashion Week can get. So how do you plan to manage between keeping your health up and maintaining that busy Fashion Week schedule?
Um, just doing the things that I find to be like my self-care routine. Because it does get busy. Like I'm in pain pretty much every day, and I have to push through it to do these photo shoots and not portray it in my face or even in my body. So it is a toll that it takes on me. So I make sure, I do those self-care tips like journaling. I love to journal, dancing, smiling. Even if I'm in pain, I'm always being silly. I'm always smiling and laughing, reading books, or whatever the case be. Just different, even long baths. I love taking bubble baths. That's like definitely one of my favorite things to
So
do.
we all, sometimes you just need to.
Yes, I feel like people don't take enough bubble baths anymore. Drawing like some candles, that's definitely one of my favorite things to do. And like I said, just practice those like self-care tips that I enjoy.
Self-care is so important because it's so easy to get wrapped up in how busy life can be, all the things going on in the world, especially, we just made it through a pandemic, getting our lives back to normal, that it's always so important to take some time for yourself and just kind of mentally check in with yourself and make sure everything's in order.
Exactly.
And, I know that with a busy schedule, with a busy life, everything going on, that takes a personal toll on you. But have you ever experienced being bullied from any fans or people close to you as you deal with all these circumstances in your life?
Um, so there's always going to be that one person that's either not going to understand your condition or understand why you're speaking about it, especially when it has to do with the kind of condition I have and using the restroom. Like it's embarrassing enough, and people don't like talking about anything that has to do with that. So I definitely have come across a couple bullies in my life, in my work environment previously, online, some family members. But what I try to do is either if they're interested in asking me questions or learning more about my condition or what I'm going through, I educate them as best as I can, or I just kind of like let it go, like if that's just one person out of like a billion in this world.
Absolutely.
It's same thing, like it's just 1 second out of your day. So I try to really not let it get to me.
And that's amazing because a lot of times, especially being a public figure, it's so easy to let those comments get to you. But in the end of the day, you're still out there doing your thing, making waves through the industry, making noise, and that's just incredible. So I really admire you.
Thank you. And also like I know my truth too, like I know what I go through every day. I know my story. I know what I've gone through. So it's like I don't have to validate it for someone who hasn't walked in my shoes as well.
Absolutely. And that takes a personal strength and a lot of experience throughout life to get to that point too. Because people will try to get you down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so you really take your journey and you take your struggles and you turn it into something beautiful. You're continuing to turn it into something beautiful. And that's what many people can't do with their struggles. So really, I want to ask, what three reminders do you tell yourself and would you tell other people facing any type of adversity in life to keep pushing forward?
3 reminders to keep pushing forward. I would say definitely remember to love yourself in whatever form it is, whether it be, spiritually, emotionally, be kind to your body. It walks you through your day every day, and it carries your entire, soul so much throughout the day for you. So definitely be kind to your body, to yourself. Remember that everybody's journey is different. You can't compare yours to mine, even if we have the same condition or not, or even if our struggles are similar or not. Remember that everyone's story is different, but you have the power in you to achieve or get to whatever level it is that you want to achieve. And the third one would be to just live life. Like, live it as much as you can. You only get one chance. It's one life. So definitely live it to the best ability that you can.
Absolutely, because in the end of the day, you really only have yourself in this world. You have your support system, you have your family, whoever it may be, but in the end, you know yourself, and you, like you said, you know your truth.
Yes. Yep.
Amazing. Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I'm so excited to see your cover shot. I cannot wait to see how beautiful you look on the cover of Jenleeion.
Thank you. I can't wait either. You'll probably see me crying the rest of the month.
Don't ruin that beautiful makeup.
later on.
Of course. Well, thank you again so much for coming on, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Thank you so much for taking the time today to interview me as well.
Of course.
Does anyone still believe in paradise?